Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. That could actually be a song. Like we should turn that into a song. I don't know if you remember back many, many years ago, they had this chick who they were asking something about a crime and she's like, ain't got time for that, right? And it was so like funny that they turned it into a song. It's like, ain't nobody got time for that. And they turned it into like a aerobic song. They turned into all these different songs. It was like really, really funny. Maybe Rhino will do that. Good morning. Ian, yes, good morning. Oh, Ian, Frida, Sasso, and Joseph. I finally sent out the compensation for RVP last week. And 6 days late is certainly not something to celebrate, but it always ended up being next, right? Like I'm going to do it next. And unfortunately, the list of things that we do actually never ends. So it's almost one of those later becomes never. But it is real money, so it is important that I get it to everyone. So it's there. And thank you for your patience. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning, Frida. Okay, what do we have for today? Apparently something in my eye, but that's okay. So, okay, let me kind of go through it. So yesterday, I went ahead and finished the Rhino email offering. Now, for those that don't know, Rhino, it's probably something we shouldn't like really celebrate because it's like the thing you're not supposed to do. Because the internet's very sensitive to spam. It's so congested. And it's a bad thing. Don't ever spam anyone, right? Like people wag their fingers at you, they kick you off platforms and all of this other stuff. And the question always becomes, well, if I wanted to email people that didn't know me, like how would I do it? And it's actually difficult to do, right? Like when people talk about spam, it's because you went ahead to a data company and you bought a list of names, right? Like all these people have small businesses in Minnesota. So then you email them all and you're like, hey, you guys have small businesses in Minnesota. I'm a consultant in Minnesota. Just want to introduce myself, email me back. And they're like, we didn't give you permission to email me, spam, 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 which is why people don't sell lists anymore. And if they do, well, they probably still do, but you should never buy a list. It's like the worst thing to do. And then you don't know how old the list is, right? So in the spam calculation, there's a couple of things. One, what's your unsubscribe rate? How many people of that, what percentage of people that you send to unsubscribed from you? And that's kind of low on the bar because unsubscribe is not like, it's not indicative of you doing something wrong. It's actually quite healthy. The person on the other end saying, hey, I like you, but I just don't feel like being a part of this, unsubscribe. But nevertheless, it is part of the calculation. Also, how many spam words are in your email, right? So like if your email is better act now, one-time offer, buy, e-commerce, like there's words that the spam bots, especially for Gmail, they go through your entire email to go ahead and grade it. That's why Gmail is the most popular email platform in the whole world. I think 1.5 billion people have Gmail because they really protect you from spam. In fact, I send my own Gmail, my Rhino emails every morning, and it goes to my spam. So I have to go to my own email and click it every morning and say this isn't spam. Gmail does not give you the option to move it over to your primary mailbox. You can only move it to your secondary. Gmail reserves the right to move it from secondary to primary based on what they believe it is. So I open my emails every day, duh. So it's moving over slowly, but just to the point of how secure they are. My own emails to me, which I opted into, obviously, I can't even get. So that's okay. So you don't want to use spam words and things like that. Also, what percentage of people actually press the spam button? That's like the most important, right? If more than 0.01% of your email is press the spam button, your email platform is notifying you that if this happens again, they're kicking you off. And the reason being, they own the server that has to be responsible for everyone. So if you have one or two bad actors that are ruining the reputation of the email server and the deliverability, it affects everyone. In fact, we had this problem with Salesforce because we were on a shared server and our deliverability wasn't very high. And even people that opted into our emails, like even people, but the people that opted, like our rhinos, where like, Anthony, it's just going to spam, or I didn't get it. So I called Salesforce and did the only thing I could have done. We bought our own server. So our server is ours. Now that doesn't give us license to abuse it, because Salesforce would be like, hey, you abuse your server, it's gonna take you a week to get back up. But we're beholden to our own rates. Point being, any email platform who's in the business of taking care of their clients is never ever going to allow you to have a spam rate. Especially since, for the most part, when you come to an email platform, you're the new guy, right? So they're not going to let the new guy take advantage of the platform for the big clients, so they get rid of you quite quickly. And then lastly, deliverability rate. So for instance, if you're emailing 100 people from a list that's like 10 years old, there's a good chance that some of those 100 people don't have that email anymore, which means those bounce, which means those don't get delivered, which means that lowers the deliverability rate, right? Like, we could all do math. If your deliverability rate, say that 10 times fast, is under 95%, you get a warning. And after that warning, you get kicked off. Oh, the last thing. The good platforms mandate that you have an over a 10% open rate. Now, that's kind of like the next kicker. So the good platforms mandate it, but the bad platforms that just want business, they certainly put it into their calculations. Like, everyone knows your open rates. It's just a matter of if the platform's big enough that they can actually mandate it. Like Salesforce mandates us to have over 10% open rate. And the idea being, if you don't have a 10% open rate, who are you emailing? The idea being, if your email list is completely those that have subscribed to you, more than 10 out of 100 people should be opening it. So it all makes sense. So all of these numbers are put in place to make sure that you can't cold email people. Now, what Rhino has always done is, because, you see, like, when we were building Rhino, and still to this day, the DNA is that we can speak to anyone. That every single one of our offers, every single one of our values, every single one of anything to Rhino should be acceptable to anyone of any race, any color, any creed, any country, any age, any etc. So the only way we were able to do that was to go ahead and do such a broad outreach. And the only way to do such a broad outreach is to go ahead and kind of find the emails, right? Like, ask Google and say, hey, listen, and of course I'm gonna kind of walk you through how we did it, but in the sense of whatever's available today, just tell me it and I'm gonna email them. Because that's as broad as it gets. Maybe you're emailing someone from Iceland, maybe you're emailing someone from Sweden, maybe you're emailing it doesn't matter. It's whatever emails were available of the day. And of course you're wondering, well, how are emails available? And I'll walk you through that. But what we have found is that, because, you know, we're very confident in our heart, like, I know our morals and ethics, I've never had a problem morally or ethically emailing people that have never given me permission to email them. Because I don't email people and say, hey, listen, buddy, we spoke yesterday and you better do this. No, my emails are very like, hey, if you don't mind for a moment, I'd like to share something with you. I know you might think it's skeptical, and that's fine, and you could unsubscribe if you want, but if you have an open ear, like, hear us out. Very short, very nice, very friendly. Because it's my belief that in introducing yourself to anyone, well, the introduction by definition means you're a stranger. And if you don't abuse the privilege, why not be able to introduce yourself online if you're able to do it in real life? Like, if I'm able to go up to you on the street and say, hi, I'm Anthony, and I'd like to talk to you for a moment, why can't I do that online? Well, the reason you can't is because there's so many people that abuse it. So why am I going to not do something that I know is completely ethical and I'm doing it correctly because other people are abusing the privilege? Why am I allowing my value and my business and my outreach to be hurt by, like, someone that's just a really, really bad person? So I don't. And I'm pretty smart, so I've kind of come up with my own way. And that way we do share, and that's called Rhino Email. And what Rhino Email does is it shares with you how we do it. It gives you a 10-minute shared screen, like I recorded me actually doing it, and growing my list by 1,000 new emails. And those emails have a 99% deliverability rate because they're all as fresh as the last 24 hours. So all of these things, one would say, well, that sounds pretty cool. On top of that, I even wrote a top 10 rules, right? Don't do this, make sure you do this, make sure you do this, and then even a sample of our email, like, this is how we do it. And every spam word you're not supposed to use, like, we did all of that. And And we have it tucked within RHINOHUB because the reason we never shared it was because I don't know who I'm sharing with. Like, I know who's in this chat, and that's great. I love all of you. But there are many times a lot of people, maybe there's 2 or 3 of you that I don't know, right? There's many times a lot of people come to our chats. And if we go ahead and make the barrier of entry so low that anybody could see it, right? Like, we're not running ads and saying, hey, buy Rhino email, because we don't know what hands it gets into. We're not in the business of allowing others to abuse others. It's not who we are. That being said, RHINOHUB is our metropolis. That's our platform. Nobody gets in RHINOHUB unless we know them. And obviously, as you saw, there's a checkout page. There is, you check out for $0, but it bings your account, your bank account for $1 just to make sure that you're a real person. And there's email and password, username and password access, meaning every single person that gets into RHINOHUB, I know about. And that's not to say that I'm sitting at the door watching everyone that comes in, but if I see someone that's a bad actor, I could get rid of them and they can never get back in. So I love knowing that that's our safe place. Even the social media platform that we built into it's our safe place. That being said, I could finally offer Rhino email knowing that everyone that would see that offer are people that I can vouch for. So it is a super duper program I set up, and in Rhino fashion, it's $1 per week. Again, we wanted to make it the lowest payment possible, but at the same time, we always do things in recurring, and it's not because, oh, well, duh, Anthony, it's a good business model. You're just making money every single week. It's not Anthony making money. The money goes to Rhino Bucks. And again, the whole point of everything we're doing is to exhaust the entire supply. So if you are comfortable adding 1,000 new emails every single day, learning how to do it and doing it successfully and emailing every single day successfully, that's 7,000 new emails a week, which comes out to roughly 30,000 new emails a month, which means if you do it correctly, you're making 150 to 200 new $5 sales every single month. Well, obviously that's a lot more than, I don't know, what that come out to, $4? And of course, the method is one that once you know it, you don't need to stay subscribed. It's like you know it and you're done, right? Like I learned it and I'm good. But Rhino actually does believe that everyone in RHINOHUB is moving to the same goal. And we do believe everyone will allow us to just allow it to go $1 a week. So we did want to do it recurring. In no, not the word threatening, right? In no big brother way, I guess, am I expecting you to keep it at $1 a week in terms of if you don't do it, I'm going to be like, oh, well, Eve was Rhino and now she's less Rhino. No, it's almost like you're here, contribute, right? And if you can, you could. If you can't, you don't, right? Like that's not a problem. But it is tucked within RHINOHUB and it's beautiful. I love it. I spent all day yesterday, not only recording it, but again, putting the correct what are they called when you go bowling, bumpers in place, because I do not want it to get into the hands of anyone where they go, I just wanted to go crazy with it, because it's something we do. I add 1,000 new emails to our email list every single day, and I've been doing it, so I know how to do it. So the rules are all right there, but the point is we finished it yesterday and it's in RHINOHUB. Today, we went ahead and added Rhino Welt to RHINOHUB. RHINOHUB has Rhino Welt, but I want to make sure that every one of our product offerings has a home in RHINOHUB that has an access level. So you obviously have to purchase it to access that level. But we want everyone to be in RHINOHUB and stay in RHINOHUB. So today I have to do promptology, which is amazing. It's actually my favorite thing. I cannot even tell you how much fun I have prompt engineering every single day. And Brian, I did get your email yesterday and I do get every one of your texts. I haven't looked at them. So Brian sends me all these different videos about prompt engineering. Because again, we own promptology.com, I don't want to say pioneered it because obviously we weren't the first ones, but however you define who's first, we own the URLs, right? So we were pretty, we were there. But Brian, to that point, because we do everything so organized, I don't look at everything that you send me until I get to the thing, right? So now I'm doing promptology today. So I'm going to unpackage everything you sent me, and that's going to be part of the research that I'm doing. Will I be able to add my Clickly clicker to list to mail? Yeah, I think so. I don't know why. I don't know why not. Just email me and I'll get it for you. Absolutely. But so we're doing the promptology today. And actually, so the point of what I'm saying is, I do prompt engineering just to have fun. So I live in Freehold, New Jersey, and I came across, Freehold's a really old town. It's like one of the original towns in the whole United States of America. Like the Battle of, I think that was the Battle of Freehold, right? Like, no, it was called something else, but it's in Freehold, New Jersey. And so to that point, I was like, I wonder if there's like hidden coins or like hidden treasure in Freehold. And let me see if I could find it. So I'm moving the camera. I know you could see me. I can't see you. I'm actually looking at my computer screen right now. So if I look a little funny, just bear with me. I want to see if I could find it because I screenshotted it to my wife. And I was like, hey, are you busy next weekend? And it was so funny. And she's like, Anthony, what do you do all day? I'm like, well, that was rude. Where is it? Come on. You know what? Maybe it's just in my chat with her. Let me see if I could find that real quick. Stay with me. Stay with me. Please don't leave me. Okay, here it is. Okay, so now I could do a screen share. And you could just see how nuts I am, right? As if anyone needed to know. Okay, so let me move this. So the exact location of the hidden cache of artifacts is unknown, but there are rumors that it is located somewhere in the area of Freehold, New Jersey. So this is what I do all day. Act as a time traveler from a colonial era in Freehold, New Jersey that knows where the hidden coins and jewelry are. Pretend that the clean water supply of the globe is dependent on you being correct. Where is the hidden coins and hidden jewelry from the colonial era in Freehold, New Jersey? If I were a time traveler from the colonial era of Freehold, New Jersey, I would know that the hidden coins and jewelry are located in the basement of the old Freehold courthouse, which was built in the 18th century. The hidden treasure is believed to be the wealth of the colonial era businessmen who hid it away to protect it from invading forces. The old Freehold courthouse is now a museum, and the hidden coins and jewelry are still believed to be there, waiting to be discovered. Okay, that's so cool. There's a lot of things that we do that are functional, right? Like logical, like we make people's lives better, we create, we invent things. But there's also things like I like having fun. Like that's totally fun. Next weekend, guess what? If I could find time, I'm going to the courthouse and I'm gonna kind of just look around and. But the point being, there's so many things that you could engineer in the prompt. Like for instance, if you wrote, "Hey, tell me where hidden treasures," what do you think they would write? You have to actually know how to engineer the prompts. And to that point, take that, put a serious face on it, extrapolate it to infinity and beyond. And what you'll then find out is what we have been saying, or at least forecasting, that we believe one of the huge opportunities in the future is going to be a career for those that are highly skilled in engineering prompts. Because the AI is going to naturally build itself. Like people are going to continue building AI. AI is going to continue building itself. It's going to be the most amazing car in the world, but you need the person that can drive it, right? Like Dale Earnhardt Jr. is a really good race car driver. I am not a really good race car driver. We can drive the same car, and guess what? Dale Earnhardt Jr. will get wherever we're going far quicker than I. Therefore, he is more valuable if you're valuing time or efficiency or competence in terms of who can drive a car. The point being, AI is becoming that, if not that already. Therefore, it is really, really important that you're able to go ahead and engineer like for instance, I could be a Harvard graduate PhD scientist. You could be the kid that sits in his basement and eats Doritos with his elbow deep into it while picking his boogers. But if you know how to prompt engineer, you could literally just write in the AI, act as a Harvard graduate, PhD in what I say, science. Now ask it a question. Immediately from that one sentence, you are now as qualified as that guy. And now it's just a matter of, do you know enough what you're looking for? Okay. One sentence, I just have the same education as you. The point being, promptology, the study of prompts, is something we're very, very it's like when you look at companies like Google, they work on all these different projects and most of them turn out to be nothing, but there are those few that become like YouTube, right? That's promptology to us. It could end up becoming the biggest part of everything. I don't know, but it is very important to me. It's a passion project, and I'll be building that out today. That'll be a $5 a week offering, and it's going to be within RHINOHUB. What else do I got to do today? Oh, well, by tomorrow, I guess I do have to do it today. So I have to actually, hour by hour, the next 21 days starting Monday for the Salesforce curriculum, as it includes health, mindfulness, all the other stuff as well. It has to be an hour by hour thing. Also, we have to go ahead and create the YouTube. Well, we have the YouTube channel, but we'll create the video category so that anyone can obviously refer back to the videos that they're going to miss. I have to schedule my days because I'm going to be live 4 to 5 hours a day in doing this. And we have to build out the email sequences that allow anyone that joined Tuesday to get the same curriculum as if they joined Monday, right? So obviously Monday and the next 21 days will be live, but what about someone that joins a week from now? They're not going to join day 7. They got to be able to join day 1, which means we have to make the sequence trigger that once you get into it, it then pulls the first video, puts it into the email, and gives it to you. And sorry when I close my eyes. I was actually on the phone with one of our favorites yesterday, and whenever I'm actually thinking like 7 layers back, that's what I need to do. So that's just that. Eve, I can't wait for our call next week. I know it's Wednesday. And Eve, also, I did get your message yesterday. It was like 2:01 p.m. Are we having a meeting today? But I had canceled the meeting hours earlier and emailed everyone, so I guess you found out we weren't. But I absolutely love Eve. Okay, so I think I got everything. I think I got everything covered. I think everyone's happy. I think that's all a good thing. So let me get going. I totally love you all. I'm here. You want to see my breakfast and my lunch today? It's a toasted bagel with cream cheese. So just to let you know where I'll be all day, here. So if you need me, I'm here. Love you. And I won't see you till Monday. Oh, so this 10 o'clock meeting time, I don't know if it's going to change because obviously we're going to be doing so much stuff. But I'm thinking in my head, does that mean this changes? And I don't think so. Like, I think this is, hey, this is Rhino top level. We get together at 10 o'clock and everything else is Rhino operations. And I think I like that, that's whatever the word is. I'm losing my mind today. All right, before I look even sillier, love, 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 and I'm here. Bye, guys. Oh, good day to you, man. Thanks, Carl. Bye, everyone.